Hello YouTube and welcome to a Bronze to Diamond episode. My name is Zadarkus and today we are going to talk about ward placement, the basics. So let's get right into it. Moving to the top lane first, you have 4 possible wards you could place. The first ward is on the tribush. It's normally a green ward, a side ward, a normal ward, but if you are on the red side, you may put there a pink ward. Otherwise, a normal ward would be the best choice, since if you are on the blue side, it's really hard to defend your pink ward in that place. But the tribush ward is really important because it will avoid you getting ganked by the jungler if they come out via their jungle. The pink ward on the bush, on the river for both sides is a great option, since you can take control of the river and therefore facilitate ganks via the river for your jungler. Some optional wards are the first bush on each side of the lane depending on what side you are playing, but as the example, this is the blue side perspective, and this happens if you are getting pushed against your tower and you are afraid of getting lane ganked by some champions. You can place a ward there. The other optional ward is near the Golem's camp, where you can see if the jungler is coming for you as well, but you can also have a little bit control of the jungle routes and when he is most likely to come to the top side of the jungle. Now let's move down to the mid lane. Now the mid lane ward placement is a little bit more expanded, since you have 2 sides to ward actually, but I would recommend putting your green wards on the entrance of the raptors, so you can see if the jungler is clearing the raptors, if he has cleared it, therefore you can also imagine where he could be. You can see if he is ganking you or going to the top lane, and on the other side a little bit closer to the blue buff, as you can see if he is coming to gank you or if he is just passing through to the bot lane or doing the blue buff maybe. The occasional wards are wards that normally I wouldn't place, but they do their job in their own way. For example, if you're playing against Rammus or maybe a Lee Sin or a Jarvan that jump over the wall, placing your wards over the wall can prevent you getting ganked that way. Or the typical wards in the bushes, which I'm not a fan of and you shouldn't be as well, because you will have a lot less time to react. If you're playing against Hecarim or a Rammus that's just run through the lane, if you are a little bit overextended, you'll get ganked anyway, even though you have the wards there. Now for the pink ward placements, I would suggest the little bushes on the rivers, one being put by the mid laner and the other one by the jungle. This will help you and your team actually take control of the map, and the wards normally last a long time, especially on lower heroes. Now for some defensive wards, you could ward your jungle entrances to avoid getting counter jungled and as well avoid getting ganked from behind. Now let's move down to the bot lane. In the bot lane, the ward placements is rather simple. You want to ward the tribush on the bot lane always. If you're on the blue side, that's the perfect place to put a pink. If you're on the red side, normally you just put a normal ward there and try to take out the enemy wards with this sweeper. The other place you can ward and put a pink as well on either sides, it's your choice. Normally the best is for the red side, is on the bushes on the river, because this way you can control the river entrance and prevent getting ganked from the blue side and help your jungler gank via the river if you are on the red side and you got a pink there. If you want to ward for extra protection, and normally that is the best place to put a ward for either side, is at the entrance of the Drake and the blue buff, because this way you can 1. Take control of Drake vision, and 2. You can also see the jungler further ahead and therefore have more time to react. Plus, I remember you that you have a crab, and as a jungler you should try to always take control of the crabs, because it's free vision that the enemy cannot control, and you can also get a movement speed buff that does help you gank. Now in the blue side, if you are fighting against the enemy jungler that normally jumps over walls, like Shaco and Zac for example, you may try to ward behind the tower on the tribush, behind the lane on the tribush, as you can see, because many junglers do gank by that place, and therefore you may try to put their ward as a support going from behind and protect your lane a little bit better. Occasional wards are on the blue buff to see if the enemy jungler is doing the blue buff. It will also help you know if he is coming for a gank down to the bot lane, and also on the first bush, like in the top lane, if you are pushed against your tower and you are afraid of getting ganked via the lane. This covers the most basic ward placement for the laning phase, but there are some extra wards you could place. For defensive wards you could cover all the jungle entrances as you can see, and as well your red buff for example. For more offensive wards you can try to place a pink ward on the enemy red bush, because most likely that pink ward in that place will last long and you will be able to see the enemy jungle clearing it and when the buff is coming up. Now I hope these ward placements will help you on the solo queue and even in team ranked if you are going to play it. You know that my name has been Zadarkus, this video was made for you and I'll be back pretty soon with another one.